So I'm going to explain in kind of as full of detail as I can why I decided to stop watching wrestling, more specifically WWE, but I don't necessarily have any desire to watch any other wrestling company, whether it be New Japan or Lucha Underground or AEW. I just don't really have any desire right now. Like, I've pretty much lost all my passion for wrestling. I've lost all my love for it. And I'm gonna talk about why I did. And as you guys know, I've ranted about him time and time and time and time and time and time again. Vince McMahon. Like, Vince McMahon is the culprit behind everything that is wrong with the WWE. Now, see, the WWE has been going on a downward slope since 2008 when they decided to change their rating to PG from TV-14 to appeal to little kids. And that was a crappy decision of them. And see, all the crap that happens, like so much corny stuff, so much corny promos, and just wrestlers nowadays that are pretty good, that do show potential in the ring, that don't ever get pushed, or there's a lot that don't have any character, stuff like that, and it just so much stupidity since the WWE turned into a PG rating, and other reasons that Vince McMahon is an idiot because of this is he treats his employees like stray dogs. He sees his wrestlers like a meat market. He chews them up and spits them out. Like they're only given like maybe one break a year or something like that. And other than that, they're always on the road 24/7. They never have time to heal their bodies after matches, and as a result of that, they get injured all the time. And he doesn't care. He just wants to make money off of them. He doesn't even see them as people. He sees them as profit. And that's one of the reasons why I just rant about it time and time again. And you see, the wrestlers that he pushes is for the wrong reasons. Okay, most of the wrestlers he has pushed over the years had just it just isn't all that good in the ring. Like, for example, the time he pushed Jinder Mahal, or right now he's pushing Baron Corbin. Like, Baron Corbin's okay in the ring, but his current character is just stupid. Like, I enjoy Baron Corbin when he was the Lone Wolf, but since he turned into this Constable Corbin where he started wearing a suit in the ring over and over, it makes me sick. But and someone told me that the only reason that Vince McMahon is pushing Baron Corbin is because he thinks that he's one of those wrestlers that's just so attractive to every female wrestling fan. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, and because see, whenever it comes to the male wrestlers, he usually only pushes ones that are very muscular, and in the women's division, he only pushes the ones that are sexy. Regardless of whether they can wrestle or not. Like, they can be the worst wrestler of all time, and he would still push them if they were muscular, if they had some sort of sexual appeal to them. Like, you get what I mean? And that's the reason why, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there was one point where Vince McMahon actually promoted the use of steroids in the WWE. Like, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's something that I heard. Like, that's how much he likes muscles. Like, he's so shallow about his wrestlers, and just so selfish about the way he's treating them, like I talked about, and just everything that's happened in the WWE, the ridiculously stupid storylines, like that 24/7 championship, which I think is a complete joke. Like, I think that 24/7 championship is awful. Like, it should have never been made at all. Like, it's become the stupidest thing that's happened in the WWE ever. Like, and more recently, what I saw on the last Raw, which finally just made me decide to quit, um, because of how stupid the storylines became. The storyline between Maria and Mike Kanellis, as you guys know, they're a married couple, and they're expecting another child. And they signed another contract to keep them in the WWE longer. They decided to come up with a way to punish them because Maria is pregnant now, and you know as we obviously know, Mike Kanellis is the actual father because they're a married couple. They decide to come up with this stupid storyline. Gosh dang, there was a freaking bug on me. Anyways, that out of the way. Um, they decide to come up with this stupid storyline saying, "Oh, we don't know who the true father is. Who the true father is." Sorry, I'm not speaking right now. They brought Rusev into this storyline and saying that maybe he's the real father of Maria's child. Like, we all know who the real father is behind the scenes. They decided to come up with some stupid stuff just to punish Maria and Mike Kanellis, if you ask me. Like, I don't like either of those two, but that's unfair to them. But, but yeah. And see, this is probably part of, I've said this before, but Vince McMahon, every time a script is made, Vince McMahon usually changes the script like 20 minutes before the show just to make it his way and not care about what the fans think. See, WWE has lost a lot of sponsors during the last time it was rated TV 14, okay? And because of that, they changed to a PG rating. And see, nowadays, their sponsors really only sponsor companies or stuff like that whenever they're child friendly nowadays. Like, and wrestling is not supposed to be child friendly. Okay, it's a bunch of grown, muscular, athletic men and women beating the crap out of each other, and sometimes bleeding. Well, see, back then they used to blade themselves. That was actual blood they were bleeding. But nowadays they could like maybe like switch to fake blood or something like that. But that's beside the point. But yeah, these sponsors has just become, Vince McMahon is not the only idiot in this situation. Okay, it's also sponsors and other people that act like social justice warriors towards WWE and trying to change it to make it not so offensive or stuff like that. And sponsors will only pay companies now if they're child friendly and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons why WWE has gone downhill. And those are pretty much the reasons why I decided to stop watching wrestling. Like, Vince McMahon works his employees too hard. He sees them like a meat market, and he changes scripts like 30 minutes before the show. He has the strictest rules of all time. Like, you can't get yourself transportation towards the WWE unless you rent a certain car. That you can't visit other wrestling shows, and this I don't understand at all. Like, Vince McMahon has a rule against sneezing in the WWE. Sneezing, like, he will not allow his employees to sneeze while they're on the job because apparently that shows a lack of self-control. Nobody can control whether or not they sneeze, okay? It doesn't matter if you have the most self-control out of everybody in the world. You cannot control whether or not you sneeze, or you cough, or you throw up, or, stuff like that. Showing it's a lack of self-control just over sneezing. Yeah. And he wants, this is also a part of Vince McMahon's bad treating of his employees. Like, he starved his employees all day during like a creative meeting. He starved his creative team while eating a burrito in front of them. Like, that is just the most absurd and stupid thing I just ever seen. And I've talked about this in another rant where I was just so furious. Like, the time when Vince McMahon, the only reason why Vince McMahon would hire, do you guys remember Gail Kim? Like, in my opinion, Gail Kim is one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time. She's amazing in the ring. And as you guys know, she's got some Asian descent in her, okay? And the only reason why Vince McMahon even hired Gail Kim to begin with, according to Jim Ross, is because there's Asian porn sites. Like, if there wasn't any Asian porn sites, Vince McMahon wouldn't even hire her. That's probably the reason why he buried Asuka, buried Kairi Sane, and just you basically get what I mean. and he has, a delusional right-hand man named Kevin Dunn, who in the beginning was reluctant to push Becky Lynch way before she got a big push, simply because she's Irish and he hates her Irish accent. So, yeah, all the stupidity that's happening in the WWE, I've I basically just had enough of it. I don't have any desire to watch it anymore. And see, NXT is still a very good show. Whether I stop watching WWE or not, I still have so much respect for NXT. But nowadays, since the WWE, the main roster, decides to bury most of the NXT call ups, I pretty much see NXT as nothing more than a breeding ground for jobbers. Like that's basically the way I see it. Because they eventually, most of them, that when they get called up from NXT, they end up getting buried on the main roster. So yeah, but still, NXT is still a great show, whether or not. But But yeah, pretty much all the stuff that I talked about in this video, it's why I pretty much lost all my passion for wrestling, and I don't have any desire to watch AEW or New Japan or Lucha Underground or stuff like that. You basically get what I mean. Uh, but yeah, hopefully you guys understand, the people who are wrestling fans that watch my channel, hopefully you guys understand that I think it's pretty much better for my mental health as I stop watching wrestling. You get what I mean? But yeah, I pretty much just want to do other stuff on my channel nowadays, and just just do it with a pretty good attitude. And me stopping watching wrestling for right now probably will do that thing for me. My time as a wrestling fan, which is about 10 years, it was pretty good. Had its ups and downs, but the company became stupid, and that's the reason why I decided to stop watching it. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later.